I don't know why I just...
How lucky can one guy be? I kissed her and she kissed me. Like the fella once said, ain't that a kick in the head? The room was completely black. I hugged her and she hugged back. Like the sailor said, quote, ain't that a hole in the boat? My head keeps spinning. I go to sleep and keep grinning. If this is just the beginning, my life is gonna be beautiful. I've sunshine enough to spread. It's just like the fella said. Tell me quick, ain't love a kick in the head?
Yes, chat, it is real. We are going to be talking with Bernie Sanders. Okay? It is a shot. It is not no shot. It is absolutely real. 100% real. I can't just say this stuff. You guys know I don't stream. Okay? Why would I go live and say I was streaming with Bernie Sanders if that wasn't actually happening? All right? No, it's not a lover host. Okay? It's not in the tub. All right? It is. We are going to be having a conversation. Okay? We are going to be having a conversation. All right? With Bernie Sanders. Okay? I'm going to be joined today by Valkyrae, Pokimane, Sykkuno, and collectively, we are all going to be having a conversation with Bernie Sanders. That's right. And it's going to be happening very soon. In fact, I'm going to be asking him some questions. We're going to get him in here. It's going to be a great time. I believe, I'm not sure I'm allowed to say this, but we do have also some big surprise celebrity people coming. Am I allowed to say that? I just blew it if I'm not allowed to say it. No, I look forward to it. I will be emceeing the event today. So the questions will be coming through me most of the time. So if you'd like to talk to... The audio's quiet? You guys should hear me, right? You guys can hear me all right? If the questions are going to be coming through me today. So if you want to ask questions, you can ask them in the chat and I'm going to relay them to Bernie Sanders. So I'm looking forward to it. I know it may shock you, but I have, people, it cracks me up, chat, because people will be like, I can't hear you. And in reality, it's just the fact that their microphone is, anyway, regardless, or their audio is bad. Regardless, all right, it's very exciting. I'm excited, and it should be great. I did a test stream on hascordstreams, which is a complete secret. All right. Oh my God, it's Manuel Ferreira. Holy crap. That's crazy. Chat, don't Google. Respectfully. Not right now. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good? Sound good? Everything good? Okay, cool. I got my buddy Scootish here. Give a round of applause for Scootish. He literally flew in to help me set up my stream setup because as you know, I do not have a stream setup. The last time I did a stream from this location was a Cash App trivia stream. Okay? So you could say I'm a little rusty. All right? It's been over a year. But look, I got a professional microphone. All right? I've got a professional camera. I've got a professional headset. Right? I've got a stream deck. All right? I've got a chair. Look at the outfit, huh? What do you think about this? Oh, hold on. Let me just put... Sorry about that. Was a little disoriented there. Hold on. There we go. What do you think of the professional outfit today? Huh? Got the turtleneck. All right. Looking slick. Oh, my God. You know what I realized? When we talked to Bernie, what if I have to pee? Like, I really have to pee right now. And I'm just a little nervous. I'm nervous, and I have to pee. And when I get nervous, I have to pee. If you guys used to watch Love or Host, you will know that I always have to pee. Should I pee right now? Go piss, girl? Okay. I know I pee. I don't need a catheter. Please, guys, come on. Really? I'm 30. Not yet. All right. Okay. Okay. Chat, I think we're almost ready to get in with Pokey and Valkyrae, so I need to go pee first, and then I'm gonna jump in. Okay, give me a second. Just sit tight. All right, sit tight. I was just thinking in the bathroom, I was like, how do I introduce myself to Bernie Sanders? You know what I mean? Or like, do I ask him to introduce himself? Like, how do you introduce him to the show? You know what I mean? Oh, I guess Austin, I suppose. That's true. I guess I could say that. All right, let me jump into the waiting room chat. And then I'm gonna, hold on, Scootish? Yeah. Chat, so Scootish is gonna come in here and he's gonna help me do this thing. Remember what we did? So I'm trying to capture this. Okay, hold on. Give it up for Scootish, everybody. Okay, we're gonna pop this out. It's gonna be great. Oh my God, look at this. Oh. We do lose chat, but you can just you do lose chat? Okay, I'll pull them over there. All right, okay.
And where'd you put OBS?
OBS is right there. It's underneath, there it is.
Why'd you put it over there?
I don't know. I'm not very good at this. There we go.
But then, do you want to show them yet right now?
I don't think we should show them yet.
Okay, then give me 1 second because it doesn't matter anyway.
There we go. Okay, so that's what it's going to be.
Yep, okay.
So
now that'll show.
All right, okay.
Just get chat over there.
Okay, I got to get... Can I do this right now?
Yeah,
okay.
Full screen if I can.
All right, chat. So I'm going to address the elephant in the room. All right, and I know this may shock you. All right. I am voting for Kamala Harris. Okay, I know it's a shock. But and so is Bernie Sanders. I know. A lot of people are so shocked at this. I know. A lot of people are shocked. A lot of people thought I was supporting the other ticket, but I am supporting Kamala Harris for president. So I'm going to encourage you guys, and I respect all of you. Okay, I want you to know that I respect all of you, and I respect you. Okay, I encourage you to vote. Period. Across the board, I encourage you to vote. I encourage you to get out to vote. Exclamation point vote. Get out and vote. You know, you know who I'm supporting. I hope you would do the same. But it is important to exercise your right to vote as a hot-blooded American. All right? Exercise your right to vote. I respect your freedom of speech. in your freedom to vote. Vote. Just vote. Vote. I want you to vote. Hold on. Let's see. But I'm excited to talk to Bernie Sanders because, chat, I think a lot of you love Bernie Sanders. I love Bernie Sanders. Okay? A lot of you love Bernie Sanders. I'm just very curious. I'm very curious what he's going to say about the campaign. And chat, I don't want to like, I don't want to, this is going to be live. Like, it's going to be like, he's going to be on screen. So, like, we're going to see him. I'll be able to interact with him. Hold on. Hold on, chat. Just coordinating a couple things. I'm not late. I'm on time. I'm right on time. What's that? Is that for? Oh yeah. Shit, I don't have my wallet. It's... Hold on one second. All right, chat. No, I wasn't giving him my... Hey, Monstar. Welcome to the stream, everybody. So, like I said, today, folks, we're going to be talking to Senator Bernie Sanders. It's very exciting. I'm joined here by Pokimane and Valkyrae. Iconic. Hold on. In fact, I think they're here. Hello.
OBS settings, there should be a start
Hello?
virtual camera button.
In OBS. Oh, start virtual cam.
Hey.
Clicking it.
Hey, is it okay to be live right now?
Oh, yeah, we're live. I'm also live.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ray's live. We're all live.
We're
okay.
all live.
It's all live.
Yeah.
We're all doing this live. Okay, got it.
We're all
Yeah,
live,
Austin-
and it's all
Austin,
happening
do me a-
live.
Do
Yeah.
me a favor, Austin.
Sorry.
Sure.
Here in the waiting room call,
Yeah.
Go ahead and right click on your video cam
Sure.
and make sure the show non-video participants box is unchecked.
Okay, so let me open. You've got a great voice. Do you stream?
Thank you, sir. I used to stream.
Okay.
I was a full-time streamer 2012 to 2014, actually, and then I got a job at Twitch.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Okay, so remind me what to do. I go to...
So right-click your cam box.
Okay, where am I? I think I popped them out. There we go. Okay. Right-click my... and show and uncheck show non-video participants. Got it. Done.
Got it.
Solid. Perfect. All good.
Wait,
Yeah, so-
I clicked stop virtual, or the virtual camera's going, but it's not on in Discord.
Try restarting Discord.
Restarting Discord. Okay, I'll be right back.
I'm very excited. I understand Senator Sanders is very excited. He's been on Twitch before, hasn't he? Or is this his first time?
I have no idea. I think he has.
Okay.
I don't work for the Sanders team.
Okay, got you. Neither do I.
yeah.
I don't know. We're just kind of both flying. Oh, he's got a Twitch. Yeah, he has. He's got on Twitch before. So.
Sykkuno, can you turn your cam on really quick?
Oh, not gonna be remember from the thing.
Are you not going to use your VTube?
Yeah.
Can
I mean, I could. I didn't know if that was like a good or a bad thing.
You totally can. Yeah. Feel free to throw it on.
it's not
think I should?
working.
I mean, I could. Okay.
It's not working, Ray.
No.
Let's see here.
Hey, give me 1 sec.
Ray, oh shoot. Ray, I'd help you. I'm just so bad at this.
No, I know. It's okay.
I'm so bad. I'm so
I
bad
don't
at this.
expect you to help
I
me,
was like,
Austin.
I don't know.
It's okay.
It's like I can't swim. If somebody was drowning, it'd be like, it's like that sort of thing. I'm just like,
You can't swim?
I still can't swim. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy.
I'm going to put the instructions.
Oh,
written out
yes.
for you
Yes,
in the
please.
creator channel. Here you go.
Okay,
Give me a
the
sec, I'm gonna test something.
instructions.
Un momento, por favor.
Chad, how do I look when I look this way?
You look great.
Thank you.
You look beautiful.
So
Why are
when
you dressed up?
I did. I had a sheer shirt on, and they told me to change.
Oh,
No, I'm good. And
All right, so
a mesh-
there's the settings there for you, Valk. Do you see those?
okay.
Sorry, I'm just gonna step in.
Wow,
Sorry.
that was quite. This is quite the list. Okay, let's see.
It should be. It
Alright.
should be easy. Should be easy.
Okay, change Discord.
Is
settings.
Pokey here?
In user settings. She's deafened,
okay,
but she is present.
okay, iconic.
In user settings. Click voice video. Voice camera. Okay. Okay. So I go to settings.
I'm gonna deafen real quick. Is that okay? Just let me know when you need me. I'm ready.
Okay.
Chat. So again, just to get everybody on the same page. Today we are talking with Senator Bernie Sanders. Okay. I'm going to be the MC of the stream. So I'm joined by Pokimane, Valkyrae, and Sykkuno, and collectively we will be having a discussion with Bernie Sanders. I will be asking him questions. And some of those questions could be asked by you in the chat. So if you have a question for Bernie Sanders, you can type it in the chat. All right. And I'm just emceeing it. All right. So I'm not, obviously Pokey and Ray are the main. Oh, there it goes.
Okay.
Huh. Well, that was strange.
Start virtual camera.
Huh?
Start that one too.
Okay. Can you do me a favor, Scootish?
Yes.
All right, we're back, chat. Little bit of a hiccup there, but it's okay. We're all good. Everybody's okay. We're all together. I just lost my internet for some reason, but it's okay. All right. All right. Are we good? Are we back? I think we're all good. Test, test, test. Good? Solid? So anyway, as I was saying, I will be emceeing with... Oh, hold on. Sykkuno and them are already in there. Can I join in with them?
Hey, there you are.
Hey.
Yeah, go ahead and jump in there. Just make sure whenever people are in there, can you just make sure they have the show non-video participants box?
Sure.
Cool. Thank
Yep.
you. All right,
ju-
yeah, go for it.
Okay. Who?
Have fun.
Yep. Thank you. All right.
Hi.
Hi, Ray.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So, why are we playing our cameras in Discord?
So that when Bernie comes in here, we can show him on the screen.
okay, so we could pull it up in OBS.
Right. Yeah. So, So So because we're all gonna want to show each other on the screen.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull everyone up right now.
Yeah. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I'll just be mega prepared. Actually, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Don't.
gonna do
Well,
Never
actually, wait. I may want to do that. Hold on. Why is it?
that. I had bubbles for the wrong channel.
Oh, did
Did I
you?
get bubbles? I guess we don't need bubbles. If
Oh
we're
my God,
showing-
Ray, you look so amazing. Can I get your lighting? Let me see if I can.
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh. Ooh, I wouldn't recommend this lighting.
Wait, why is it gonna?
There's a ring light, and then 2 of these things. They're like
Hold on.
they're these things that Mia put in here. They change. The angle changes every day, and then there's a purple tube light over there, which I don't know. It's just.
You don't want that, yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
I'm actually. Hold on, I'm trying to get this video up. I did a pop
Need
out.
help?
Well, I did the pop out video, and I just need to capture the. There we go. Okay, so I think I did it right. Hold on, Ray. I'm gonna try to put you on the screen. Did I do it right?
Test. Okay, I'm gonna test it out.
Oh my God, I think I have Ray up on the screen. Oh my God. And it's like.
Yo, it's mirrored. Is it mirrored for you guys? Or
It is mirrored for me too.
I'll fix it.
Wait, I don't know how to undo that, so I'm just gonna keep it as is.
Show non-participants. We're supposed to remove that.
Yep.
Okay. Non-participants cannot be seen. I hate that it's mirrored. Ugh. I have a feather? Oh, I do have a feather. That's not a feather.
Okay, Ray. So I need
What?
to understand why your lighting is so iconic. Tell me.
That's just
Well,
her. She just always
when you
looks that good.
stream more than just once every 2 months, Austin,
Now come on.
you kind of make it a priority to, fix the background.
Would it be crazy to announce what we're doing together on Saturday? Is that selfish?
No. I've already talked about it like months ago when we were supposed to do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ray and I are doing an in the tub on Saturday. Okay.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
true. It's happening finally.
Yep.
I'm getting naked with Austin.
That's right. Butt naked, both of us. This is the first one,
Butt
actually.
naked.
What?
The first
Yeah,
one,
it's the
fully
first
nude.
fully nude. Yep, that's right. Fully
the
nude
tub.
in the tub.
Yeah, I fixed it. Is it working?
It looks great. You look great.
Oh my God, guys, this
Oh,
is
there
it.
you go.
So if you guys didn't know, I've been using my VTuber because I have a skin condition that's been acting up.
Oh no. Wait, what is going on, Ray?
Yo, Ray, what's up with that?
I'm really trying to figure out how to show
Wait,
OBS
Ray, why do you look
cams.
so good? Oh, never mind.
Oh.
What?
That's crazy.
I was
Listen,
complimenting
I-
Austin.
Yeah,
Hold
I
on, let me
know.
fix my
I
scene.
know you were. It's just
Oh my God, Ray, what am I? Half
I
of
see
me.
the issue.
What's the issue?
I don't understand why this is happening.
It's okay, Ray.
Okay. Well, why is this happening? So in OBS, I'm trying to display capture the Discord cams.
Oh,
When I
so
display
what you need?
capture, it's showing
Hey,
my
guys, are
cam
you
because
guys-
I'm in the display. Yes.
Are you guys showing the Discord already? Like,
Well, I'm trying to fix it.
hey, it looks good, I can
Ray,
see it.
Ray, I see you
No.
perfectly.
Yeah, you look fine.
You look great.
No, not me. No, not me. I'm trying to show you guys.
Oh my God, it's
On-
Pokey.
It's Pokey, and
She's got Bernie with her.
She does have Bernie already.
She's muted, but she's got
Wait,
Bernie
are you
with
guys
her.
already showing the Discord? Can I show it or?
Wait, we're live on Bernie's Instagram right now?
What?
He has an Instagram.
Yes, of course he has an Instagram.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Wait, I have one.
Does
too.
Bernie know that we're?
I turned.
Is Bernie live too?
Wait, guys, can we show the Discord right now?
Yeah, like just the call with all the
Yeah, yeah,
cameras,
you
just
can.
only the
Like,
cameras.
just our faces.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a problem. So when I turn off my cam in OBS, it turns off the cam in Discord.
Hello.
Hello, you made
Oh,
it.
Finally, beautiful.
Nice.
Hi, Pokey.
I'm having the
Hey,
craziest
Pokey.
tech issues.
Hello, everybody.
Dude, I know. I think I just now got it kind of set up. How's everyone doing?
Doing well.
Good.
I would be better once I fix
Happy
these
to-
tech issues.
Can we help, perhaps?
Okay, absolutely. I would love that. So I'm using the virtual camera in OBS, and it's picking me
Yes.
up in OBS. And then in Discord, I have you guys here on the screen. I can see you guys, but when I turn on display capture for this Discord screen, it pretty much shows me. It's like an inception. You know what I mean?
I do window capture, not display.
Yeah, I'm
You're
gonna
right,
say
that's the
off
problem,
the bat,
that's
the
the
second
problem.
you said display capture,
That was it, that was
like,
it.
that's
Nope.
just psychotic.
Yeah. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Ray, I can see your Discord.
I'm not leaking anything. I swear.
Christ,
I
is that your
like the
credit card
same thing,
number?
if I'm being honest.
Not even leaking anything. It's fine.
Oh,
okay, there you
I'm
go.
definitely
Now I
leaking.
move
Drama,
this
I'm a streamer.
over.
Oh man. Oh
Hold on, I
man.
can fix this.
Oh my
I
God,
go-
where did the cameras go?
Wait, why is it showing?
Where'd the
See,
cameras go?
Wait, is it mirrored?
Oh
I
my
thought
God.
it wasn't mirrored.
Oh my God. Okay, I can figure this out. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me see.
Wait, guys, am I mirrored? I can't
Did I leak
tell.
something?
Did I what?
Nah,
Nah,
we
you
good.
didn't. Ray never
DMs?
leaks. He doesn't.
Yeah. Were they just blank? Yeah, they're back.
Okay.
Did I leak something? Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God. Why do the cameras keep disappearing?
Hold on, I think I borked something.
Oh my God. Why do
I
they keep
100%
disappearing?
borked something. Hold on.
Oh, it has to be active.
Hold on.
I got
no,
it.
I lagged something out.
I got
Give
it.
me 1 sec.
You know what's crazy, chat? It's like,
What's
my
crazy?
God. Where's my mouse? Oh my God! There it is. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Guys, we're some of the most professional streamers that have ever lived.
No, I'm
Let's go.
I'm ready to go, Pokey. I'm ready. I'm locked and loaded.
You've been.
I've
You've
been locked and loaded. I've been suited up.
Can I just say you look so good? I was thinking of wearing a suit too.
Stop
Because I'm
it.
like, I have so many suits and not a single reason to wear them, so why not wear it, you know,
I
when
mean-
I meet Bernie Sanders. But
First of all,
I got shy.
you look great as you are. You
Thank
don't
you
even
so
need a
much.
suit. You're an icon. I'm in a room with like royalty
you.
right now. It's crazy.
Wait, you want to see what I did bring though?
Yes. I'm ready. Pause, champ. Sykkuno isn't speaking. Okay. That must be Ray right in there. You guys think I look great? I honestly think I look like crap. Oh my God, that's awesome. That is so awesome.
This is all I've got.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
You look Pokey, this is iconic.
Should I do the whole interview?
You should, hey, wait, yes. Do you think is anybody asking him, is he aware of that meme?
That's what I need to know.
We need to
'Cause
know.
He'll either look at it and be like, oh, giggle, giggle. I know
Right.
what this is about. Or he'll
Right.
look at it and be like, is this lady insane?
Yeah, because like this
Either
is,
way, I'm making
like,
a first impression.
I
you
don't
the
know.
vibes?
I don't know if this is like, is this like a more of a Twitch centric meme or has it just gone everywhere?
Oh, no, this is mainstream.
This
as
is
heck.
mainstream. Okay, it's
Yeah.
mainstream. Got you. Okay, he's promoted okay, got you.
Someone
That's
said
iconic.
he posted it before, but maybe that was an assistant, you know? Like
Okay,
maybe
yeah,
he
yeah.
doesn't know.
Yeah, no, maybe. No, I'm super excited to talk to him. The chat is eager to talk to him.
Likewise.
And hey, look, and I'm eager to talk about things that are extremely important in this election. I'm very excited. I mean, it's no secret who I'm supporting, who we're supporting rather. But
I'm so excited to talk about it all. And I'm so
Yes.
excited once again to be asking for your financial aid.
Oh, yeah.
I know that meme.
This is. I wonder if Bernie's met a VTuber before.
I wonder
hope
if
not,
Bernie
because
knows
I put in
Nasty
my
Girl.
title, World First Bernie Meets His Favorite VTuber.
So this is a world's
That's
first.
cute. That's
Maybe.
really cute.
I mean, it's honestly just because of my skin condition. So
Yeah,
but
no, it's totally fine.
out of sheer coincidence, world first, guys.
Yep.
I think, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know what, Sykkuno? Let's just say it's the world's first.
I mean, why not? Why not?
Let's just say it's the
Where's Ray?
world's first.
Imagine there's no Bernie. It's just me dressed as. Yeah, this is what you guys
Wow,
are showing
people
up
would
for.
be
Sorry,
upset.
chat. Sorry, chat.
All
Guys,
right,
I have a
all
question.
right,
Do
folks.
you guys all mirror your cameras?
All right.
I didn't know that I did until today.
I think some random programs just have it on default. It's kind of crazy.
Huh.
Okay, guys, look,
I don't know.
ladies and
Yeah?
gentlemen, I am just getting word that Bernie Sanders is ready for us. All right.
What?
Oh my god.
So I'd
We
like
didn't
to
get to talk about anything.
No, I
Chat,
don't.
do I
well,
keep this up?
So
Do I keep
I'd
this
like
on?
to formally introduce my colleagues, my favorite streamers in the whole industry. We've got Pokimane, we've got Sykkuno, we've got Valkyrae, and we are here to speak with Bernie. We're going to have an opportunity to ask him some questions. He's going to speak a little bit first, and we're all looking very much forward to it. We're also here to encourage you to vote. You can do so by typing exclamation point vote
Exclamation point vote.
in all
Please
of our
vote.
chats. It'll redirect you to a page where you can check the status of your voting. We all encourage you to get out and vote. Obviously, we know who I'm voting for, Kamala Harris. We're here to support the Harris Waltz ticket, and this is a great cause, and we're very excited to introduce Bernie Sanders, which I think he's ready. So I'm going to bring him in. And we're going to begin our conversation with Bernie Sanders. Just give me a second. I believe, let's see here. Once he gets his camera on, showing that he's muted right now. Hey, Senator Sanders, how are you?
All right.
How are
Good.
you,
How are
Senators?
you?
Good. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you on here live on Twitch. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is AustinShow. I'm a Twitch streamer. You guys want to introduce yourself? Pokey, Sykkuno?
Mr. Sanders, my name's Pokey. So nice to meet you. I'm a big fan, as you can tell.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
And go ahead,
Mr.
Sykkuno.
Sanders. I'm Sykkuno. Normally, I have a regular camera, but I have a skin condition, so I'm using this avatar. Do you know what
Okay.
a VTuber is?
Okay.
Have you heard of a VTuber before?
Nope.
No,
No,
that's all
I'm
right.
the first one.
Yeah, it's the first one.
Ooh, thank
Senator
you so
Sanders.
much for supporting VTubers.
It's
It's when they have this animated profile or icon.
That's me.
Mhm.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
yeah, no, it's believe me, I
looking
understand.
good.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's
Looking
looking
very
good.
good.
Yeah, Senator Sanders,
Thank you, thank you.
it's a pleasure to have you on here again. Thank you so much for taking your time to talk about very important issues. And I'd like to give you the floor. I understand you'd like to say some things to get us started.
Well, first of all, thanks very much for organizing this live stream. Bottom line is, this is the most consequential election in our lifetimes in the history of the United States. In my view, simply stated, Donald Trump is not fit to be president of the United States. This is a guy who lies all of the time. He's vulgar. You may have heard just the other day, he decided that one of the most important issues facing this country is the size of the late Arnold Palmer's penis. That would seem to me to disqualify him right away, but it goes a lot deeper than that. You have a guy, as I hope everybody understands, really does not believe in democracy. What democracy is about is you can disagree with me. You can vote against me. Then we have an election. And if I lose, I congratulate you. If you lose, you congratulate me. We have a peaceful transition of power. That's called American democracy. For the first time in the history of the United States, our long and extraordinary history, we had a guy who said, I'm not going to leave power. I lost the election, but I'm not going to leave. He fomented an insurrection to try to overturn the results of the 2020 election. So I think if no other reason, for no other reason, the fact that this guy's a pathological liar and that he does not believe in democracy is reason enough to make sure that he does not win this election. But there are many other reasons. I know that many young people are terribly concerned about climate change, as they should be. We see with our own eyes what's happened recently in Florida, in North Carolina, the terrible forest fires that we had in California, in Canada, the heat waves in Europe, massive flooding in China. On and on it goes. Every scientist who has studied the issue understands that climate change is real. Austin, do you know what Donald Trump's view is on climate change?
Well, Senator Sanders, I've heard him talk about it, and he mentioned, I think at one point, he said it would create more oceanfront property in Florida.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's that sums up his view. Yeah.
His view is that it is a hoax.
Yeah, it's fake.
And I want everybody, a hoax created in China. All right, not only is that incredibly stupid, not only is that in defiance of what the entire scientific community believes, it's worse than that. Because let's be clear, if he is elected, the struggle against climate change is over and we lose. Because if the United States withdraws from trying to transform our energy system, China will do the same. Europe will do the same. Every other major country on earth will say, hey, the largest economy in the world, America, has given up. We give up too. And I tell you, with fear, I have 4 kids, 7 grandchildren. I worry very, very deeply what kind of planet you and your kids will be inheriting if Trump gets elected and we give up the struggle to transform our energy system and lose the fight against climate change. And then there's another issue. I mean, all of you know that since the inception of the United States of America back in the 1780s, women have been struggling for first-class citizenship. It wasn't until 1920, that women had the right to vote in national elections. Women 40, 50 years ago could not do the job. They wanted to be a construction worker, unheard of. You wanted to be a police officer, unheard of. You wanted to be an engineer, that's not what women did. But women and their male allies struggled and fought to break down barrier after barrier, and we have had some real success. I can remember, a few decades ago, not so long ago, there are 100 people in the US Senate. 98 of them were men, 2 were women. But we have struggled to open up the political process, the economic process. Women have made huge gains. And the most significant gain that women have made, and I hope the men understand this, the most significant victory they have won is to be able to control their own bodies. And then you have Donald Trump proudly telling the world that he appointed 3 right-wing Supreme Court justices who helped overturn Roe v. Wade and take away a woman's constitutional right to control her own body. So to me, this is a no-brainer campaign. And Trump has got to be defeated and Kamala has got to be elected. What the political scientists tell us is that the younger generation is the most progressive generation probably in the history of younger generation in the history of this country. It has led the fight against racism, against sexism, against homophobia, led the fight to transform our energy system, take on climate change. That's what this younger generation has done. But there's something else about this younger generation. They vote in significantly lower numbers than older people do. So all I would say is if you are concerned about democracy, if you're concerned about women's rights, if you're concerned about climate change, if you're concerned about economic justice and the need to raise the minimum wage to a living wage, the need to get big money out of politics, the need to guarantee health care to all people as a human right, you can't sit out the election. You got to participate. So I hope we defy the experts and we see a very high turnout among younger people, and I hope people have the wisdom to vote for Kamala. So that's my speech. I'm sticking to it.
Thank you, Senator Sanders. We really appreciate it. I understand that now you're going to give us an opportunity. We can ask you some questions. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Well,
Fire away.
Thank you so much. Well, look, Senator Sanders, and I'm going to say this out to the audience. If you have a question for Senator Sanders, please feel free to put it in the chat. If we're able to pull it out, we'll go ahead and ask it. Senator Sanders, I'd like to start off by asking something that is near and dear to a lot of the folks that are watching today. Our community, a lot of communities across the website have been calling for a ceasefire and an end to Israel's actions in Gaza, and I understand you share this position as well. A lot of folks have been opposed to the Biden-Harris administration's military and financial support of Israel. We know that you've been opposed as well, but you're supporting the ticket. So we want to know, can you talk about why you're supporting her, given your opposition to the Gaza stance?
All right. That's a very important question. Thanks for asking. So let me back it up a little bit. A year ago, October 7th, Hamas, which is a terrible terrorist organization, waged a horrific attack against Israel, killed 1,200 innocent men, women, and children, took several hundred hostages. In my view, Israel, like any other country, had the right to defend itself against Hamas. But what it did not have the right to do is go to war against the entire Palestinian people. And that is what Israel, under a very right-wing government led by Prime Minister Netanyahu, that is what they have done. The result of that all-out war against the Palestinian people in Gaza has been killing 42,000 people out of a population of 2.2 million, 2/3 of whom are women, children, and the elderly. They have wounded, injured over 100,000, again, 2/3 women, children, and the elderly. They have destroyed the healthcare system in Gaza. They have bombed every university in Gaza, destroyed the infrastructure in Gaza, destroyed about 60% of the housing in Gaza, displaced people, driven them here, there, and elsewhere. And now, as bad as that is, what is even worse, as a result of Israel under Netanyahu blocking humanitarian aid, today we're looking at thousands and thousands of children suffering from malnutrition and facing starvation. Now, as it happens, that is grossly immoral, unacceptable, and it is against the law. The United States of America, by law, cannot be funding a government which is denying humanitarian aid to civilians. So what we are doing right now is illegal in my view. And that's why, I have fought against financial aid, military aid to the Israeli government for offensive weapons. They have a right to defend themselves for offensive weapons. And why, when Congress reconvenes after the election, I will have the resolution, it's called a joint resolution of disapproval, where we will have a vote to deny Israel being able to buy U.S. Military equipment. So, I agree very much with people who are terribly concerned about what's going on there. Now, the Biden administration, I was just with the president today. I think on domestic issues, he has been very, very strong. I think on this issue, he is dead wrong. And I have talked to him over and over again. But all I would say to people say, well, I can't vote for Harris because I disagree with her on Israel and Gaza. Trump on even this issue is worse. He is worse. He is more pro-Netanyahu than Biden and Harris are. When it comes to humanitarian aid, feeding starving children, we can't get any Republican support in the United States Senate. So if we elect Harris, what you have my word on is I'm going to do everything I can to turn that view around. We do not need to be providing more offensive military aid to Israel, but we got a better chance to do it under Kamala Harris than under Donald Trump.
Thank you, Senator Sanders, for your answer. That provided a lot of clarity. I'd like to move into something that affects a lot of Americans, and it's minimum wage. And you and I both know that the minimum wage has not been increased, the federal minimum wage has not been increased in quite some time. Can you talk about how improving or increasing the minimum wage would help improve people's lives?
Well, Austin, that's a very, very good question. and I want everybody to hear this because it's not talked about terribly much in the corporate media. But the reality is today we have more income and wealth inequality than we have ever had in the history of this country. People on top are doing phenomenally well, while 60 million people are living paycheck to paycheck. I grew up in a family that lived paycheck to paycheck. I think many of your viewers are living paycheck to paycheck, struggling to pay the rent, to pay for food, to pay for healthcare. And it is an extremely stressful life. In the midst of that, as you have indicated, the minimum wage has not been raised for a very, very long time. And today it is an embarrassingly low $7.25 an hour. What we have got to do, among many other things, is raise the minimum wage to a living wage. Okay, and I've introduced the legislation in the Senate to do that. In my own perspective, my own view, is that minimum wage should be at least $17 an hour. Because you have now, it's not that you have so many people working for $7.25 an hour, but you have millions of people working for $9, $10, $12 an hour. And you tell me, whether you're in New York City or in rural America, you can't make it on $12 an hour. You just can't. So it seems to me that if people are going to work 40 hours a week, they should not be living in poverty. Now, the difference here, you may have seen the other day, Donald Trump was in McDonald's doing what he was doing.
Yes.
Flipping hamburgers or whatever he was doing.
Yep.
And a reporter said to him, Mr. Trump, what's your view on the minimum wage? And then he completely ducked the question because he doesn't believe in raising the minimum wage. He talked about how great McDonald's workers are. Truth is, you got thousands of McDonald's workers and millions of other workers trying to get by 12, 13, 14 bucks an hour. I believe we should raise the minimum wage to 17 bucks an hour. Kamala Harris believes that we should raise it to at least $15 an hour. If you raise it to 15 bucks an hour, not enough for me, but a good start, we can help the lives of millions and millions of working people. Trump does not believe we should raise the minimum wage. Kamala, 15 bucks an hour, at least, is what I think she said. So we're going to work on her to get it even higher than that. That's a real difference between the two candidates.
Thank you, Senator Sanders, for your answer. Right now, Senator, we have a YouTuber that's going to be a guest, and they'd like to ask you a question. Their name is Kamal was taken. Kamal, are you with us? There we are. There they are. Hey, Kamal, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Senator Sanders is here for you, and he's eager to answer your question.
Okay. Am I on camera?
You are. We see you perfectly.
Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Hi, Senator Sanders. First off, thank you so much for doing this. My hand is literally shaking. I'm talking to a celebrity. Obviously, Donald Trump has a lot of weirdo billionaire backers. People like Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, Mr. Dark Mag himself. I have a lot of family who are strong Trump supporters, but also care deeply about things like Social Security. So what would you tell my family to convince them that Trump's plans of all these tax cuts for billionaires, how would you convince them that this is actually not in their best interest?
When Trump was president, I think if he were on the show, he would tell you that his proudest achievement was the tax cuts that he implemented.
Right.
And they were huge. 83% of them went to the top 1%.
Right.
Now, Kamal, I am guessing that your family, maybe I'm wrong, is probably not in the top 1%.
They're definitely not. The definition of middle class.
Okay. So we don't need, at a time when the rich are doing phenomenally well, more tax breaks for the rich. What do we need? We need to strengthen Social Security. I believe, that we should expand Social Security benefits. What I will tell you is that 80% of the Republicans in the House of Representatives think we should cut Social Security. They think we should move to the privatization of Medicare. So if you believe that we should keep Medicare and Social Security strong, I do not think it's wise to be voting for Donald Trump. If you think we should raise the minimum wage, you should not be voting for Trump. If you believe that health care is a human right, when Trump was president, he tried to end the Affordable Care Act. Now, I'm not a
Right.
great fan of the Affordable Care Act, but it is providing health care to millions of Americans. I think we got to
Right.
move to Medicare for all. But please tell your family that Trump's main concern is protecting the interest of the billionaire class. He could care less about the middle class.
All right. Okay. Thank you. I will relay the message. I hope it
Okay.
works.
Thanks very much, Jamal. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamal.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Senator Sanders. I believe we do have some other guests that are ready to ask some questions, but I'll ask a question here on a different topic, and it's one that you're very familiar with and you've been fighting for quite some time, and we collectively thank you for that. How do you feel about the current state of healthcare? Do you think? Do you think everyone has access to the care they need, or is more change necessary? I mean, I think we know the answer, but yeah.
Austin, thanks for that question, because again, it is not discussed very much in the corporate media or in the halls of Congress. Under Obama, we passed the Affordable Care Act, which expanded coverage to a whole lot of people, and that's a good thing. But it doesn't get to the root of our problem right now. I don't know how many of the viewers know that we are the only major country on earth not to guarantee health care to every man, woman, and child as a human right. Do you all know that? I did. Right now in Burlington, Vermont, 50 miles away from the Canadian border. If you go up to Canada, a country very much like the United States, since the 1970s, they have had a system in which if you end up in the hospital for 2 weeks, you don't come out with a $100,000 bill or whatever. There is no bill. It is publicly funded. They spend half as much per person as we do. Because, let me ask you this. Anyone want to jump in? What is the function of the American healthcare system? Is it to provide quality care to all people? Or is it to make, what do you think it is, Austin?
I mean, I would assume it's a for-profit industry for health insurance companies.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
And here's the result. The result is the pharmaceutical industry makes tens and tens of billions of dollars a year, charging us the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. Now, by the way, under Biden and Harris, and I just did an event with the president in Concord, New Hampshire today, we have made some progress in lowering the cost of prescription drugs, made some real progress. But we still pay by far the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. Our system is designed to make profits not only for the drug companies, but the insurance companies as well. That's what the system is about, and it's working. But meanwhile, we have 85 million people uninsured or underinsured, and I suspect many of the viewers today may have health insurance, but they have deductibles of $5,000, $10,000, and they can't afford to go to the doctor because they don't have the money to pay out of pocket. So the bottom line here is the current system is broken, it is dysfunctional, it is cruel. 60,000 people a year die because they don't get to a doctor when they should. So my own view is we should look at the rest of the industrialized world. They manage to guarantee healthcare to all as a human right. We should do the same. I'm leading the effort on what we call Medicare for all, to expand Medicare, not just to the elderly, but to every man, woman, and child in this country.
It's insane to me that we live in the United States of America. This is the state of our healthcare. I went to an emergency room, Senator Sanders, in Florida, had a minor procedure done, $10,000 bill, surprise medical bill. It happens to folks, I'm sure, every single day.
Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. But
it is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And Austin, you know what the story is? You say that, and people say, oh my God, I don't feel well. I need to go to the emergency room. I'm not going to go to the emergency room.
Yes.
I'm not even going to get on an ambulance because it could cost me a couple of $1,000.
Yes.
It is an insane system.
Yes.
It is a cruel. Give you one other fact on this. You're getting me going here.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
All right. I want you to hear this. You know, somebody comes down with cancer. Think about it. You're fighting for your life. You don't know if you're going to live or not. Turns out that 25% of the people who have cancer treatment, have had cancer treatment, either go bankrupt or deplete their family's financial resources. So you're struggling with cancer, you're dealing with chemotherapy, you don't know whether you're going to live or die, blah, 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 blah. And then you got to worry about whether your family is going to be financially ruined. For what? Because you came down with a terrible disease. It is vulgar. It is disgusting. It is not worthy of the wealthiest nation on earth. So, you got Trump out there who, when he was president, tried to kill the Affordable Care Act, make a bad situation worse. Kamala is going to protect that, at least. She's going to lower the cost of prescription drugs, major problem. But overall, we have got to continue the effort to make sure that every man, woman, and child in this country has health care as a human right and not a system which simply allows for huge profits for the drug companies and the insurance companies.
Senator Sanders, thank you so much. We have another guest here to ask, I believe, one final question for you. His name is Mark Hamill. Mark, thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you. We're all huge fans. And I understand you have a question for Senator Sanders.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's a great honor to meet Senator Sanders, someone who I've followed all my adult life, and I'm grateful for his service. Now, when it comes to the question, I'm sure we all saw the stunt that Trump pulled yesterday at a closed restaurant with people hired to play customers and work at McDonald's. I noticed when he was asked whether they should raise the minimum wage in regards to workers like that in fast food restaurants, he avoided the question entirely. Didn't even attempt to answer it. Now, the minimum wage hasn't been raised in decades. You probably know better than I think, maybe 2000.
Oh, I do. Yep.
Okay, well, basically, I just want to hear your thoughts on all that I just put forward.
Okay, very briefly, we talked about it a moment ago, but bottom line is you're quite right, Mark. Trump ducked the issue, despite the fact that there are thousands of McDonald's workers trying to get by on 12 or 13 bucks an hour and millions of American workers. All right, Trump does not believe that we should raise the federal minimum wage, which is now $7.25 an hour. That's horrific. Kamala Harris believes that we should raise it to at least $15 an hour, which means that many millions of workers will get a substantial pay raise. So it is a very, very important issue, and one that I feel passionately about. I happen to believe the minimum wage should be at least 17 bucks an hour. Kamala thinks at least 15. We will discuss that, but at least we have got to raise that to a livable wage and not have Trump's position that leaves it at 7.25.
Thank you. And I personally worked at McDonald's. I've never put it on my resume, but it was interesting because when I first worked at McDonald's, I was living at home, and it was just pure profit. Fast forward to working at Jack in the Box when I was in my first year of college, and I couldn't live on that then. That was 50 years ago. So
That's right. And people can't. And by the way, they can't if they don't get the health insurance they get. Is pathetic as well.
Exactly.
So, look, it's an embarrassment that you have a so-called billionaire like Trump who doesn't think that we should raise the minimum wage above 7.25 an hour. All right. With that, Austin, I think I'm going to have to run.
Yeah, sure.
But listen, thank you all very much for what you're doing, guys. This is an enormously important election. Let's get everybody out to vote. Let's win this thing for Kamala. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator
Bernie.
Sanders,
Nice
for your
meeting you.
time.
It was nice to meet
Thank
you.
you, Senator.
Bye.
Thank you. Well, that was amazing. Mark, do you have a few
Oh my
moments
God, I
to
miss him.
sit and chat with us?
Sure.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Hi, Mark.
Well, Mark, is this your first time on Twitch?
I think so.
Well, welcome. Give him a round of applause. There's a lot of people watching right now.
Do you play Fortnite by any chance?
What? No, I'm going to go do a fundraiser for Democrats
That's
with
amazing.
gamers, and I have to tell them in advance.
We love you.
I haven't played games since my kids were small. So
Aww.
I know. It's terrible, but I mean, it's the same with Star Wars. I haven't seen those movies since they first came out. I don't go back and watch them again.
Yeah.
So these people will come up to me and ask me these questions, and they've seen those movies far more times than I have, far more recently than I have. And they play the games, they read the comics, they read the novels. One guy was saying to me, when you went to the Wookiees' home planet, I said, wait a minute, did we go to the Wookiees' home planet? Well, it wasn't in a movie. It was in Splinter of the Mind's Eye. What's Splinter of the Mind's Eye? Oh, it's a novel by Harry Dean Foster. See, again, I mean, I disappoint fans because they know more about it than I do.
No, you're never a disappointment. Also, if you ever want to learn, it would be easy. So just know it's always at your disposal, you know?
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Mark, again, it's amazing. So you're doing a fundraiser. Where are you doing the fundraiser at?
Well, I've been accepting any Zoom
Sure.
that they request. So I've done it for Colin Allred and Ruben Gallego and Gloria Johnson, Debbie Mucarsel Powell, Josh Stein, Whitney Fox, and on and on and on and on and on. Because I feel like that's the least I can do. I mean, I can't always travel to the state, but I can certainly come in the dining room and give them a couple of hours on my computer.
Sure.
So I don't know. It's coming up. My wife's not here right now, but she'll remind me. It's, I think, this coming week.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Mark, look, I know, I know your time is precious. I just want to ask you just a couple of quick questions. Obviously, we're all here for the same reason. We want to get people out to vote for Kamala Harris. What policy issue is really driving you to the polls? What's something that's really most important to you?
Well, first of all, I just want to compliment the names of these people, Valkyrae and Pokimane. Is that your?
Oh, yeah, these are
It is an
usernames.
absolute honor to hear you utter that name. Thank you so much, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Do I need to pay you for that? Because I will.
Wow. I got like jump scared.
That's not the name on your birth certificate, right?
No. It's just a username.
AustinShow is on my birth certificate.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was born to be a star, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Listen, there's the one main issue for me is preserving democracy. Because
yes, sir.
It's democracy versus autocracy. He tells you what he's going to do. I mean, Google Project 2025 is absolutely horrifying. Getting rid of the Department of Education and firing 50,000 civil servants who are nonpartisan to install loyalists. It's weird. I mean,
it's weird. Yes.
Well, there's a reason he admires Viktor Orban, because he wants to do what Viktor Orban did, which was get elected democratically, then disassemble the media and put loyalists in across the board and transform into a dictator. It's really scary. The stakes are just couldn't be higher. And, I have a good feeling about this, because I do believe there are more good, decent people that realize what a charlatan and a villain he is. Probably the worst thing that's ever happened to this country was electing this game show host with no, when he first got in, I thought, because I lived in New York when I was doing theater for 17 years, and I said, well, he has no moral convictions about anything.
No.
He could surprise us and be really good on climate change or, no. Once he realized that, it's the way he got into politics. When he started pushing the birther lies about Obama not being born in America, he got a great reaction. So he realized the easiest path to success is through these extremists who are and appealing to all the darkest elements in human nature, anger, resentment, racism, big. Let's figure, I mean, the Obama lie is birtherism. He's just vile in every respect.
Yes. And
I actually have a question, if that's okay.
Go ahead, Pokey.
Sure.
As you said, there are so many issues at stake right now, and I actually wanted to ask this to Bernie as well, but since he had to run, I'll ask you instead. Are there any resources that you could recommend for voters who want to get more informed? Anything you suggest?
Well, the simplest thing, and I always tell my kids to tell their kids to tell their friends to tell their friends, iwillvote.com. It's so simple. You go to iwillvote.com, and within 60 seconds, you can be registered. You can figure out where you can go to physically vote, how to get mail-in ballots. That's one of the easiest ways to get knowledgeable about that.
Austin, I think that's a good question for you too, because I feel like, over the last 48 hours, all of this coming together, I've come to learn how much you know. Like, you're so knowledgeable on politics.
Me? You talking to me?
Yeah. Yeah. Are there any resources you would suggest for people as well?
Look, I mean, I think it's important to understand, you know, in social media is a nightmare. Mark, I don't know if you're on social media. It is crazy. It's chaotic. Oh, go ahead.
Well, no, I'm on Twitter,
Uh-huh.
which I do myself.
Sure.
And then my daughter Chelsea repurposes my Twitter for Instagram.
Sure.
I quit Facebook
That's so
in
nice of her.
protest. I quit Facebook in 2016 in protest of the way they handled
Yeah.
Hillary. It just pissed me off. I mean, obviously no one cares, but I'm looking for I loathe Elon Musk so much now.
Oh, me too.
I'm looking for a reason to get off
Yeah.
Twitter. And if
All
I
of us
do,
are. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if I get off Twitter, I'm not going to do social media anymore.
Well, no, yeah,
You know?
we're all looking for an escape from X or whatever they call it now. I still call it Twitter. But you know,
Everyone calls it Twitter.
Yeah.
Everyone calls it Twitter.
Exactly.
As I tweeted, I said, what if he bought Coca-Cola and decided to call it Flurbu Goo Goo Goo? No one would call it Flurbu Goo Goo. They call it Coke.
Exactly.
And we still don't. We still don't. Tell him.
The idiotic thing he did was try and change things. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We tweet. We don't excrete.
Yeah, no, he made it sound like a whole different website when he made that change. And look, what I was going to say about Twitter, Mark, and you could probably attest to this, and all of us can attest to this since you're on it, is my advice to people would be, you're stuck in an algorithm, okay? You're stuck in an algorithm, and often you're stuck in a feedback loop of sometimes a lot of negative information, all right? It's not a real place. So my advice to people would be, number one, put your head down. Don't let it stress you out on day to day, and get out and vote. I mean, you have the privilege to get out and vote, and that's why we're here. ! Vote in the chat. There's a lot of resources there to help guide you. It's really important, but because I've been really stressed out. I think a lot of us are stressed out in this election cycle in particular because of what's at stake. And I've found comfort in just understanding that, I have a good feeling about this. We've got, I agree with you, Mark. There's a lot of decent people, and I think it represents a large majority in this country that are going to go out and vote for this ticket. And I think that we've got a great opportunity to win.
Well, the fact that he could even be renominated after January 6th just blows my mind.
Oh, I know.
I mean, it's just the list of crimes he's committed, the stolen documents, the fake electors, and on and on and on. We don't need to go through it all, but I'm old enough to remember when Gary Hart's campaign was upended because he was sitting, there was a photo with him sitting with a woman who wasn't his wife sitting on his lap. This guy, we can't find his kryptonite because whatever he does, there is no more Republican Party. Let's be clear about that. There's an extremist MAGA cult of personality.
Yep.
They believe whatever he says, no matter what. I mean, it's laughable when he's up in arms over Kamala lying about working at McDonald's. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The Washington Post said he lied 33,000 plus times just 4 years in office. God knows how many times he's lied since then. I mean, everything that comes out of his mouth, basically.
Yep. Yeah. No. Everything. And it's crazy. And you mentioned the old Republican Party, which there's still a lot of problems with the old Republican Party. But this was a party that would talk often about decency. This is a party that when Obama was president, they would criticize him for wearing a tan suit. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember this? He shows up in a tan suit to a press conference, and this is the same Republican Party that doesn't bat an eye when Trump gets on his podium and talks about Arnold Palmer's penis. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. It's ludicrous.
The enablers are shocking. Franklin Graham, they printed his quote about Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky side by side with what he said about Trump. And of course, I mean, I'm paraphrasing. One is, this is outrageous that he would lie to his wife. If he would lie to his wife, why wouldn't he lie to the public? That's Clinton, And then Trump, he marches to his own drummer. It's his own private life. We shouldn't be concerned with what does in private. And they're all hypocrites. I mean, the one thing that's interesting is the amazing amount of Republicans who put country over party.
Mhm.
I mean, the obvious one, like the Cheneys and Adam Kinzinger and so forth. But I mean, Kamala had an event the other day where there were over 100 uh, Republicans. I mean, the problem is most Republicans in office probably loathe them as much as we do, but they're indebted to their districts. I mean, if they're in districts that support them, they can't publicly say that. But I have a feeling. I mean, I said this when look what happened in the midterms in 2022. There's going to be a huge red wave.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yep.
We're going to gain 40 seats.
Mhm.
When they overturned Dobbs, it wasn't even a red trickle. It was, I think they gained 2 seats when they were expecting 40. And I think they've unleashed, awoken a sleeping giant. When you take away a right that a woman has had for over 50 years to have control over her own body without the government telling her what to do, it's an outrage. And I think that's what they're not polling, because apparently there was after Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish and all these people, there was something like almost a million, like 800,000 plus new registered women between the ages of 18 and 35. And none of them were polled because they only polled people that voted in the last election.
Yep.
That's why I don't like saying this, because I don't want people to get complacent. I think she's going to beat him by a bigger margin than Biden did. And
Yep.
Biden beat him by 7 million.
Yep.
And don't get me started on the Electoral College. If it weren't for the Electoral College, Gore beat W by 500,000 votes. Hillary beat him by nearly 3 million, like 2,875,000, whatever. I loathe the Electoral College just because in my lifetime, if it weren't for W, we wouldn't have had the war in Iraq that they lied us into. And look at the history of the Electoral College. It was created in the Civil War to give slave owners more say in the elections.
Yeah.
So it's rooted in the worst elements of American history. So I'd love to get rid of the Electoral College and Citizens United.
Yeah.
Which they passed in 2020, that ruled that corporations are people, so they can give unlimited funds. I mean, our politics were already corrupted by money before that. Now you can have a handful of billionaires that can give unlimited money. It's disgraceful.
Yeah.
And I made those, I lived in England a long time making those space movies. And I was there during an election of prime minister. You know how they do it? It's 6 weeks from start to finish. The government gives each candidate the same amount of money to spend, and you're not allowed to have outside money. It is breathtaking because
Yep.
it's so pure. It's so pure, and they don't have the barrage of TV commercials. It's just not the same as here, but it's all issues oriented, and it's over in a month and a half. As soon as whoever gets elected on November 5th, the campaign for 2028 starts the next day. It's repulsive.
Yeah. No, absolutely. No, and thank you for sharing that. I think that's very useful information for a lot of us that we all agree with. Look, I was gonna mention something that you said, and it kind of went back to what I said earlier. The polling is all over the place. I mean, it's all over the place. And if you really look at, you mentioned something that's really important. They don't know. They're all, because they're so afraid. A lot of these pollsters are so afraid with what they did in 2016 that I believe that they're overestimating a lot of things, which, evidence of that would be what happened in the 2022 midterms, where there was supposed to be this huge red wave, and it never ever materialized.
Yeah. Well, has anybody, I've never been polled by anyone,
Yeah.
I'm 73.
Yeah. Yeah,
all
no.
those years,
Neither
no
have
one's
I.
ever called. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
and
30.
If I get a phone call on my phone that I don't recognize, I don't pick it up.
Yeah.
Ever.
No, me neither.
I mean,
and yeah. Do you guys?
Ask your friend. Look, the media.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
The media has a vested interest in making it a horse race, because then we're addicted to whatever, whether CNN or MSNBC or Fox propaganda station. They want a tight race because that gets eyeballs. So I don't pay attention to the polls. I think it's all nonsense.
Yeah,
Don't believe them.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's not going to help anybody win. What wins elections are people that go out and vote, and real data that show. I mean, and like I said, I don't know if you've dug into the early data too much, but it looks promising. I'd rather be us than them. Let's just say that at this point in the election, it does look very good. Okay, I want to open it up to. I know. I think we're gonna let you go, Mark. We appreciate you've been here for quite some time with us, and we appreciate it. Is there any last questions that you guys would like to ask Mark on the way out?
Yeah, listen, I'm not in a rush. I'll take whatever
I got
question you
one
want. I'm going to adjust my light here. I look too bright.
No, you're great.
Oh, he's changing his light. Oh my God, look.
What'd you say, Sykkuno? Oh yeah.
I got a question unrelated to
he's puking.
He is.
He's throwing up.
Oh, Mr. Mark.
No, he's adjusting his lighting.
Do you know what a VTuber is?
A VTuber?
Uh-huh.
No, but I'm guessing V stands for video, so it must have to do with gaming.
Yep, it's
close. Yeah, kind of like that.
I thought it was virtual.
Well,
well, you should tell him, Sykkuno. A VTuber is this character that you see, the guy with the black hair. He's moving his head and talking a little and blinking. Okay. So it's like a person, and you capture their facial movements, and then you put a character on top. So instead of showing your face, you can show the little character.
Yes, like Sykkuno, who looks like a cat.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, like
oh my
Sykkuno,
God,
who looks like a cat.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Sykkuno the cat.
Yeah, Sykkuno the cat.
Thanks.
All right.
Yeah.
Whew.
Well, I do have okay, so I've been, Mark, I know this isn't related to the, we'll get back on topic here, but I have to ask you this question. My friend Will Neff is a huge fan, and he's also a big time Twitch streamer. When are we going to get to hear you voice the Joker again?
Well, what happened was Kevin Conroy passed away, and he was my Batman since we started, 92, 93. And, there were dormant periods where we didn't. Then we came back and did the Arkham Asylum games. By the way, each one of those games made more than $1 billion. I mean, it's shocking, but I mean, I wish I had movies that all did that. We did those three, and I just loved him so deeply, like a brother. I just figured, the gods are telling me something. It was my Batman, and it's time to step down. So, I mean, to be honest with you, nobody's asked me to do it since, but maybe it's because when I tweeted about Kevin's passing, I just said that, without, as Joker once said, without Batman, crime has no punchline.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was good.
That's awesome. That is so cool.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
I feel like maybe that's a good time to leave.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So nice to meet you, Mark.
Mark, thank you
Take care.
so much for your time.
Okay.
And
Thanks, everyone.
We appreciate it.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
My pleasure. Now get out there and vote, like
Yep.
Bernie said.
That's right. We're going to do it. Thank you, Mark. Take care.
Okay.
Wow. How cool was
You
that?
actually sounded like the Joker.
How cool was that?
That is the
dope.
thing.
That was awesome. How are you guys feeling?
Is there more? My dog is throwing up. I
wait,
have tech issues up the hoo-ha.
I'm worried about your dog.
Yes, Mika,
Wait,
I saw him in
hold
the
on.
back there. and I
Yeah,
was
there's,
like,
Ray.
"You all
there's
right?"
vomit on the carpet.
Ray, when you
Yes.
said he was throwing up, I thought you were talking about Mark.
Wait, I wasn't muted for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, Ray, he's just adjusting his lighting.
Okay. No,
No.
this is fine.
No,
okay.
no,
Yeah,
it's-
it's fine. I
no.
accepted.
No,
This is the
it's-
fate.
No, it's okay. I don't think he heard you because he walked away from his setup.
He was away. Okay. Yeah, no, that's wonderful.
No. But look, folks, we're here for a very, very important reason. We all encourage you to go out and vote, okay? You can do so by, exclamation point vote to check your status, to see where you're at. Make sure you're
Vote.org,
registered.
right?
Yep, vote.org.
Vote.org.
Yep. Go ahead and get out there. and vote. You can follow the link with the command in the chat, !vote. That'll check your registration to vote, and it'll help us take action to elect Kamala Harris for president, the first woman president, which would be incredible. It's about damn time, ladies. Am I right?
Selfishly, I would love that.
Selfishly, I also would like that.
I just
Not
want
just
my
a woman,
rights.
but a woman of color. Like,
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we do have another special surprise guest that I'm excited to talk to.
wait, really?
Yeah, his name is Mark Cuban. And he's sitting here on standby. We're going to welcome him into the stream, and we're going to have an
Popping
opportunity.
into Discord.
Yeah, he's in Discord right
Bro.
now. And we also have another gentleman by the name of Hank Green, who is sitting here right
let's
now
go.
in Discord
They're
on camera,
waiting.
ready to go. We're going to introduce them to the stream right now. I think we've got them on video. They should. Well, I think you guys have to turn it on one more time. There we go. There's Mark Cuban and Hank Green.
What up?
Gentlemen, welcome to this. Welcome to the broadcast. How are you guys doing?
What
I'm
up?
great.
Look at y'all.
Hello.
Good time.
Well,
Nice to meet you.
welcome again. Let us introduce ourselves because you may not know who we are. My name is AustinShow. I'm a Twitch streamer. Pokey, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Pokey. I'm also a Twitch streamer, content creator. I have a question for you later, Mark. Oh my God, I think we're mutuals on Twitter. Bestie.
We are,
Anyways.
yes, we are.
And Sykkuno, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh, hello. I'm Sykkuno. I usually use a camera, but I've been sick with a skin problem, so I'm using this virtual avatar. Do you guys know what a VTuber is?
I do, but I also really enjoyed you
do?
explaining it to Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, that was
Oh my
funny.
God.
I enjoyed him
I tried.
asking, do you know? And then not explaining. Not explaining at all.
I'm
And
gonna
then
be
I
honest.
have to
I don't
explain
even
every
know.
time.
I just kind of ask. Well, I'm Sykkuno. Great to meet you. And Mark, this is completely random, but I know you do this medicine thing, and my sister buys from, I think it's your website all the time, and it saves her a lot.
That's so cool.
I think you do a lot of good stuff.
Hospitalsdrugs.com. Check it out.
Yeah.
I
And
already do.
and Ray, last but not least, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Valkyrae. It's so nice to meet you guys. This is crazy.
So guys, well, first, thanks again for joining us here on Twitch. You guys have been on Twitch before, right?
Yeah. You want to hear my Twitch story? Well, want to hear my Twitch story?
I'd love to.
Remember, Twitch started as Justin
Please.
TV.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, you know the lore.
Way back when. So you might not know this, but I started a company before Justin TV called AudioNet, which turned into broadcast.com, which was the very first streaming company ever. And this dude named Justin came to me and started asking me about streaming, which turned into Justin TV, which turned into Twitch. So that's like my backstory for Twitch.
Oh wow! So you've been
Whoa.
you've
Wait,
known about
that's
this for quite
crazy.
some time.
Advisor.
Oh yeah, yeah, going way back. Yeah, before you guys were born.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, he knows the lore. No, we're just old.
Yeah.
We just were around then.
But Hank, you've been in this universe too. I've seen you on some podcasts.
Yeah,
In our universe.
I get around. I
Yeah.
just had a really weird experience, you guys. I have to be honest. So I was
Okay.
supposed to
Tell
pop
us
in
more.
earlier when Bernie was here,
Yeah.
but I was on another Zoom call, Writers for Kamala Harris Zoom call, which I scheduled first. That got pushed back late, so I wasn't here in time for Bernie. But I was like, I'll just pop
no.
over and see what's going on over there. I'm hanging out in the waiting room, and Mark Cuban pops up.
Yeah. So
I was playing Bernie in Call of Duty. I kicked his ass, and so it was time to come on. What can I say?
yeah. Absolutely. No, look, I mean, we appreciate. Yeah. You see, Hank, you didn't even know Mark was coming, did you?
I did not. And then they
Yeah.
were like, "You're going to ask some questions to Mark, right?" And I was like, "Mark Hamill?" And they're like, "No." And I was like, "Well,
Another one.
Star Wars.
Well, look, I'd like to open it up here and ask a couple of questions.
I have a very important
Yeah.
question.
You-
Mark.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Again, hey. Lovely to see you. Like I've seen you before, haven't, but hi. Anyways, I was so curious. Do you happen to have ever bid on gaming with a streamer in a charity auction by chance?
Yeah, of course.
Wait,
It
really?
was real.
Yeah, multiple times. like I wasn't doing it so much for me, but like I got 3 kids, and like my son is a gamer, so I've been on stuff before multiple times. Yeah.
Oh, did you bid on playing games with someone else, potentially me? I'm guessing no, but someone, I did a charity auction, and I auctioned off an hour of my time. Someone bid under your name like $200,000. It was insane,
What?
but
No,
I'm
that
pretty
was
sure it
not
wasn't
me.
you.
Oh,
No,
that would have been
wasn't me.
so
It
cool.
wasn't.
I just
I
needed
would've
that
paid any amount of
confirmation.
money. I would have paid any amount of money, so you know it wasn't me because it wasn't high enough.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Jesus.
You know what? We should do another charity.
Yeah.
We should do another one.
Yeah, no,
Anyways,
that's
thank
awesome.
you. I'll leave the floor for more important questions.
No, look.
That was very important.
You know, obviously we're all here. We all support the same ticket. That's obvious. But Mark, you know Donald Trump. You've met him, right? Of all of us here.
I've known him for a long time,
Yeah, you've known him for a long time. And Hank, I don't know if you've met him. I may be speaking out of turn.
Insider scoop.
met
I
Donald
don't know
Trump,
if you met. I've not met him. I know the 3 Pokey, Sykkuno, Valkyrae, but you've met him, Mark. Could you speak a little bit about who this guy is? I mean, who? Yeah, you know.
So I was just talking about the streaming company, right? And so I met him right after we went public. It was the biggest IPO in the history of the stock market at the time. And a buddy of mine invited me down to Mar-a-Lago for a Super Bowl party. And I'm like, oh, Donald Trump, Super Bowl party, Mar-a-Lago. And it was cheesy as hell. But I met him there. They had Hawaiian Tropic dancers and it was unreal. But I went down there, met him, and you know, he invited me to his office because he wanted help. He was trying to get set up on the internet. Shows how long ago it was. And the thing about Donald that first caught my attention, I went to his office in Trump Tower in New York. And when you walk into his office, it was the craziest thing. Every inch of every wall in his office and in the hallway to his office is covered with pictures of him.
That's insane. It's not
Very
shocking.
And I literally
Really?
I literally sent an email to my friends. I'm like, yo, if I ever get famous and people know who I am, don't ever let me be like this. So that was the first
Make
thing.
sure that I
ever
have
learned
the
from Donald Trump.
messiest office possible. And so they call
Look
you
at
and
this,
they're
yeah,
like,
look
you
at
need to
this.
be messier, Mark.
But look, there's an NBA championship trophy.
It's in
And
there
look.
somewhere.
And look, there's an Emmy Award that Shark Tank won. So
Oh, hell yeah.
take that for messy.
Yeah.
So anyway, so long story short, so I got to know him a little bit, and then he got mad at me. I got mad at him. We got in all these Twitter battles over the years, and then he ran for president. And honestly, just to be truthful about it, when he first ran, I didn't think he had a chance, but I thought this is good, right? Because he's not a politician, and I thought that would be a good thing. And so I was like, you know, Donald Trump could be one of the best things to ever happen to politics because he's not a politician. And because of that, he called me up all the time and we would talk. And the more I talked to him, the more apparent it became, you know, he didn't want to learn anything. And that was like stunning to me. You're running to be president. And I would try to talk to him about different things, technology, and this had no interest whatsoever. And so I got to the point where I just said, you know, I can't support you anymore. So I did an interview where I said I didn't support him anymore. He flipped out, and that's kind of been our history until he won. When God help us, he won. And when the pandemic hit, he called me and asked me for some help on healthcare stuff and pandemic stuff. And we got to be friends again. And then he wanted me to come and go to dinner, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then that was the end of it.
Well, and that seems
So,
to be from. Oh, go ahead, Mark. Sorry.
I was going to say, but, you know, on the progression there, you know, honestly, when I first met him, he was sharp. He was honest to a certain extent, but he at least understood. It appeared like he understood business. But then, as I got to know him after he ran, it was like he got dumber. It was like he didn't really make any effort, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" And now he's worse than he was then. I mean, literally, he didn't really ramble then. He would answer a question, you can have a conversation, but now you hear his answers. It's just ramble.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, I mean,
from an outsider's perspective, I mean, like you said, you describe what we see all the time when we turn on the TV. It's like Trump really loves you if you like him, but the moment you criticize him, the moment you turn against him, you are his worst enemy. I mean, he fired like some insanely high percentage of his own vice president, for God's sake, that he ran with, isn't even there anymore. It's like you know.
Yeah, he tweeted at me True Socialed at me the other day.
Yeah,
it was like Mark Cuban tried to call me, but I wouldn't give him my number. I tried to call him, I didn't have his number.
Yeah.
And then he was like, he's got slow club head speed, like meaning golfing.
Yeah.
Like I can drive the ball so much further than him, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
And then he was like, and he's non-athletic. I'm like, dude, you haven't seen your feet in 20 years. Don't give me shit.
Yeah.
Mark, I have to say, I am about done with politicians arguing about whether they can play golf better than each other. It's not on the top of my Can I?
Like,
ask
who
you?
cares, right? Who cares?
Yeah, it was wild watching that debate. I was like, I sign up for a different country, thank you. I am super interested. So I think that this combination of like super security, like he thinks he's always right about absolutely everything, but then also making it so that anyone who questions him or gives him a hard time about something becomes his enemy is such an amazing combination for creating a guy who will have insane ideas, and then people will just sort of like, I guess we have to nuke the hurricane kind of vibes. But I want to ask a question about you, because you kind of have a similar vibe where you're like, okay, I've been a media executive, but now I'm going to do I'm going to be really good at basketball team owning. And now I'm going to fix prescription drugs a little bit, not all the way, but like do like some good incremental change. Like I tweeted about this. The second response I got on Twitter was like, oh my God, that's the guy who helps me with my endometriosis medicine. So there's something that's different about the way that you're doing this, where you I see a problem, I'm going to go execute around it.
Yeah,
and instead of like the sort of like maybe a little bit Elon Musk vibes of like, I'm going to just freaking buy Twitter and that's going to go fine.
Let me just tell you this. I'm the luckiest motherfucker on the planet, right? I mean, there's just never in my wildest dreams that I think this would ever happen to me. And I wanted to just be able to enjoy every minute of every day with, me. And then when I had a family, with my family, and then where I could have an impact, whether it was through the Mavs or now through Cost Plus Drugs. Yeah, if I can help people, of course, which is all the more reason why I've been drawn to Kamala Harris. She wants to learn all these things. She's open-minded. She's not an ideologue. She's not dogmatic. Like literally I've sat and talked to her about AI. I've sat and talked to her about machine learning, and I'm not saying she's a super geek at all, but she understands all the concepts, and she wants to learn more on how to apply it to reducing the deficit or improving efficiency and all these different things. And so, you don't get that from Donald Trump. Like he says he knows more than the generals. I mean, do you really want somebody to be president and commander in chief that thinks he knows more? Where Kamala's like, look, we want the best of the best. I don't care if they're Republican, Independent, Democrat, just bring me the best. And I mean, that's a key reason why I support her.
No, absolutely. He thinks he knows he thinks he knows better than anybody else. And he doesn't know any. I mean, we watched him in that debate with her. I mean, it was, everybody saw it. I mean, one issue in particular, when you talk about healthcare, they've been trying to repeal Obamacare for forever. And here we are, what is it, years after he was elected president in 2016, and they ask him what your plan is to replace it. And what does he say? I've got a concept of a plan. A concept of a plan, Well,
the best part about that, people talk about business and everything, and I'll geek out a little bit here on the healthcare side. Like for every business, small, medium, or large, their second largest expense item is healthcare.
Yep.
Like you said, he's got no clue. But what does Kamala say? Kamala says we're going after the pharmacy middlemen, these things called pharmacy benefit managers, and we're going to introduce transparency. And those two things together, I know from my experiences, are going to cut people's healthcare costs, or at least starting with pharmacy, cut them 20, 30%. And when you extend that to hospitals and other providers in the future, it can cut it even more. So she's taking real steps in order to change the game. Like you said, he's got a concept of a plan. This is real stuff. And so when, I've been doing a lot of surrogating, right, if that's the right word, and going out and about and doing interviews, and people always like to try to play gotcha with inflation. I don't want to talk to people who are already voting for Kamala. I want to talk to the ones who aren't. And when they talk about inflation, I'm like, you know what? inflation starts a lot of different ways, and I don't need to get into that now. But let me just tell you this: the amount of money she's going to be able to save you on your medications and then healthcare will more than make up. That's like money in your pocket, and it's going to save you far more than whatever inflation over 4 years has occurred. So that's why you got to get on the Kamala train. She's really going to make it so you have more money in your pocket. You don't have to be in a position where you're choosing between rent and daycare and food and medication. Donald Trump doesn't give a shit. You don't heard him talking about helping people at all.
Now, if I may,
You may.
I want to ask, are you able to? I mean, you're a wealthy guy, and I'd like to talk about taxes for a second. What is the difference in the two tax policies between Trump and Harris? And you could speak from a position of wealth. So I think this is an important perspective
Let me
coming
start
from
from
you.
a different perspective, right? Let me start as a business person.
Okay.
So there are 33 million businesses in this country. Of those, 99% of them are small businesses. Of those, 99% of them are what's called pass-through business. You guys are probably pass-through businesses, right? For your business, your subchapter S or
Yep.
LLC, right?
Yep.
Add solo entrepreneurs, sole proprietorships. That's 99% of all small businesses. Now, the majority of those folks make under $400,000 a year. And so Kamala has said straight up, if you make $400,000 or less, your taxes aren't going up. And for 100 million people, your taxes are going down. And what that translates to is for 99% of small business, 99% of business people out there, period, right? Your taxes are staying the same or going down. So when you talk about corporate taxes, Donald Trump only cares about the bigger companies, of which there are 20,000 companies with 500 or more employees. So those are the only people he cares about. Everybody else, he's like, whatever. And so that's the majority of people right there. Now, on the wealthy side, like I said, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. And I always try to appreciate what this country has done for me and the opportunities it's created. And other than military service, I truly believe, and I've said this many, many times, paying your taxes is the most patriotic thing you can do. Because someone's got to pay for the military. Someone's got to pay for, healthcare for people who need it. Someone's got to pay for education and school lunches and all these different things where people need help. And our country is only as good as our weakest link. If, the poorest among us aren't able to, pay for themselves, go to school, etc., then that just leads to bigger problems. So I'd rather pay my taxes. I want to see the money used well. And that's something Kamala has talked about, being more efficient and cutting some expenses and bad programs. But as long as they're using the money well, my taxes for regular income will go from 37 to 39%. Okay, my taxes for capital gains will go from 21 to 28%. Am I thrilled about it? No, but is it worth it? Yes.
Absolutely.
It's not like she's hitting everybody. It's worth it.
Mark, why do we pay less for capital gains than ordinary income? But I mean,
Because of the risk involved. Capital gains comes from taking risk. And so what happens is, like, go ahead.
I think all of our lives always involve risk. I think signing up to go work at an employer involves risk.
It does. You can get fired, right? Here, I'll explain it more deeply because I invest in a lot of companies. So if a podcaster comes along and says, hey, I'm an amazing creator and I do yada, 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 and I need investment. You guys have all had these questions or, seen the questions asked. Most are going out of business. Most of them are going out of business. So you're going to lose a lot of money on it. But more importantly, if I don't get a better tax rate for capital gains, I can't take as many risks on riskier investments. And if I can't take as many risks, I want more sure things in my investments. I'm not going to invest in the people who have the hardest time raising money. I invest tens of millions of dollars in women and people of color and LGBTQ plus people to help their businesses. And I know that if those don't work, that capital gains tax, if those don't work, I'm not going to get a big write-off because gains work. You can only write off $3,000 a year. But if it does work, and maybe only 1 out of 10 works, I know that there's a better chance that I can pay for the losses with my wins, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I sort of imagine almost all capital gains coming in the forms of people just investing in index funds in the stock market.
No,
But I don't
no,
know what
not at all. Yeah, I mean, look at Shark Tank. I mean, if 1 out of 10 companies does really hits in a big way, that's a lot. If a second one hits okay, that's good too. But I'm going to lose on. It'll be 2 will do well if I'm lucky. 5 will do so-so, and 3 will be just awful. And what the hell did I invest in them for? And I'm not going to get my money back on the 5, but I'm not going to, I'm just going to help them. And on the 3 that I lose, I'm not going to be able to take the full deduction. I can only get $3,000 a year. And so that's the way it works that way.
Mark, they asked me to be on Shark Tank once. They were like, "Do you want to come on Shark
Really?
Tank?" Because in my early career, I made glasses that would let you watch 3D movies in 2D.
Oh my gosh.
And they were like,
That's
"Come be
so
on
cool.
Shark Tank and pitch your 2D glasses." And I was like, "No, I know which guy I'll be. I know the guy you think I'm not gonna be that guy on Shark. I know."
What guy? I like that idea.
No, there's always the one guy who's got the terrible idea that nobody wants to invest in.
No, it's a
But
great
I feel
idea.
like you would have such a good pitch, no matter what.
I got
Come on, be back. So what
I sold plenty of 2D glasses. On
what
my
ended
own.
up happening with it?
I mean, 3D movies stopped being as much of a thing, mostly. But I made,
Yeah.
I
Fair
sold a
enough.
bunch. Yeah.
Every product I've come up with has already been done. Every time I'll come up with an idea and I'll be like, you know what? This is such a great idea. And then I Google it and it's already been done. Every single
Mark,
time.
did you invest in Scrub Daddy?
No, I did not invest in Scrub Daddy. I didn't like it. I didn't want to be in the Scrub Daddy little sponge business. I just didn't. My best deals though, have you ever heard of Beatbox beverages? You ever had Beatbox? It's like an alcohol singles spritzer type thing. They're crushing it. They'll do $200 million in sales this year. And then
I
another
like the
one.
sound of
Dude
that
Wipes.
though.
Yeah,
Beatbox.
right?
I love dude wipes.
Dude Wipes.
I mean,
is
I
another
love
one
wipes in
feel
general.
Okay,
comfortable.
dude wipes cracks me up. Am I allowed to look?
Because they're the exact same wipes
Yes.
that girls would use.
No, look.
No, they're
Yes.
special wipes, you guys.
No, they're special.
Dude
No,
wipes.
no. Let me tell you, they are
Is
special
it
wipes.
special?
It's so special. They're very special. But no, it cracks me up. Anyway, we won't get into that. Hank,
They said wipes, but for dudes.
yeah, absolutely.
Wipes, but for dudes. The best part is all they do is tell poop jokes the whole time.
Yeah.
If you're a celebrity and you shit your pants, you will get a sponsorship deal with Dude Wipes. So there's hope, Pokey. There's hope.
Thank
Wait,
you.
Look,
Love to talk
wait,
with you
Mark.
all.
any time in my life,
Not
or does it have to be
anything.
like a future time? Can it be
What's
past?
that?
Can I shit my pants in the past? Because I've done that already.
No.
Wait,
No.
can
I
you
mean,
share the story, or is that inappropriate right now? We're on the topic anyway.
I mean, look, who among us?
Back to Kamala, right?
Among Us? Have you guys ever played Among Us?
Look, look, we've
Wait,
all.
actually, I have a question that's not about poop or Among Us.
Very good.
And I love to ask this, obviously, for people who aren't direct politicians, but clearly very interested in politics. How did both of you guys, I guess, get into politics? How did you get educated? What made you so passionate about it? I would just love to hear, I guess, your journey with it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Oh
Hank.
man, I mean, I just I don't know. My parents are both very progressive, active people. My mom was a sociologist. My dad worked he was the state director of the Nature Conservancy while I was growing up. So trying to protect little bits of Florida one piece at a time. And it was sort of always in the background. And then, you go to like, you have that moment where you realize like things don't have to be this way. Like they're like, it's always been this way. And my whole life I've had this world operating as it operates. But like, what if it wasn't like this? What if things were different? And I was in college in 2001, and the sort of national reaction to September 11th was very sort of like one part like, look at all of us together doing this thing together, and one part like, oh no, what are we going to do now? Because it's like, you can't have that scar on your national psyche without some kind of reaction, and how dangerous, how violent, how long-term destructive is that reaction going to be? And that actually, because so many of my classmates were really sort of became very quickly pro-war, that pushed me very fast to be like, we need to think more about this.
And Mark, or Hank, excuse me. We've had so many guests. I'm frying in this room. I just set up this streaming room, and it's like I'm melting.
You're
under
actually
these
doing
lights.
amazing, Austin.
No,
Seriously.
Mark Cuban is the billionaire.
Yes,
I'm
no,
just
Mark.
making sure.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I'm sorry, Hank. I was gonna ask you. You were gonna ask a question to Bernie Sanders. What question?
Yeah.
What was gonna be the question?
I had a couple. So I was
Uh-huh.
gonna play. I was gonna go on vibes. I don't know. Like, I am very interested in populism, and I don't know if I would have had the guts to ask Bernie about populism, but like Bernie is sort of like my populist. Like he was like the populist of like when populism was happening to me. And now we have this sort of other populism, and now like we're sort of seeing a darkness of populism, which is all about like if it's all about like the structures are corrupt and we must and we can attack the structures one at a time, what do you replace the structure with? This new Donald Trump populism is you replace it with me. I am everything. I am the only thing you can trust. No one else is as good at this as I am. No one else can solve these problems, only me. And if you hire anyone else to do it, that's almost a moral failing. And I kind of wanted to talk to Bernie about that dynamic. How can we use our populist impulses, which I think can be good, without using them without sort of it sort of causing this descent into something that's feels a lot like fascism.
It does feel a lot like fascism.
Well said. Very well said.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Ray.
Mr. Hayes, and not that, of course, I know what populism is, but for those in chat wondering what that term is, could you?
Great question. I hope I'll do it. There's a Wikipedia page very close by you right now. I imagine you could look at, but it is it's generally the idea that a sort of like people-led and sort of anti-elite vibes. That there's like there's a group of people who are like the people, and then they're to organize and galvanize them. You have to sort of point to the power structure nearby that is corrupt, and like the government doesn't like help itself by being perfectly uncorrupt or operating perfectly efficiently. So you can see reasons why this happens, but also the power structure for some versions of populism is like the educated class, or it can be anything. It can be homosexuals, like for some reason, any sort of force that you don't like. But oftentimes it, in the sort of Bernie Sanders version, it's the billionaire class.
They want to eat me first.
Yeah, how do you feel about that, Mark?
I'll be
I feel
fine.
like I'm not that far down the list either.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's. I mean, yeah, he's. Trump is trying to put himself on the. He's selling Bibles.
I know it's
Very
insane.
weird.
And by the way, Hank,
As
Bernie,
merch?
I like Bernie. I'm a huge fan of Bernie Sanders because
Yeah,
his
I don't
heart's
think that
in
Bernie
the right
Sanders
place.
wants to eat you either.
No, I know. I mean, but Bernie, he was the first one to put out the concept of a living wage, and I'm a big believer in a living wage. I've taken steps where I've seen companies, including my own in one case, where some of the people that worked for me were on public assistance. They were on SNAP and other things. And that just embarrassed me. The fact that I wasn't paying them enough that they couldn't live and feed their families without getting public assistance. So I gave them raises, but that whole concept of, you build from the ground up. Not all capitalism has to be crony capitalism or laissez-faire. Capitalism can be compassionate. And where I differ with Bernie is I think when you get people who want to solve problems, then you can get to the same place. It's just a different roadmap. But if the goal is to lift people up and help people, that's always a positive. And I think, again, I think that's part of what Kamala does. She really wants to lift people up. She wants to raise the minimum wage. And I don't think that's bad for business. When there's more people making more, that just means that there's more money in the community, and other businesses will pick up that money too. Because if you're working on minimum wage, you're spending everything you have anyways. And then the second part to that, Kamala has also been a big proponent of employee stock ownership programs. There are, I'm really proud of the fact that that streaming company I told you about, when we sold, we had 330 employees, and 300 of them became millionaires. When I sold a chunk of the Dallas Mavericks, we paid out almost $50 million in bonuses because I don't get there unless they're there with me, unless they accomplish. And so there are paths where you can support people and grow them, and I think it happens more often than Bernie believes. But at the same time, as long as we get to the same destination, and going back to Kamala with employee stock ownership programs, she's proposed improving and extending the employee stock ownership programs so that businesses are incented to say, not just the people who founded the company and not just shareholders, people who invested, but all employees get shares of stock. And when that happens, you start to reduce income inequality, because what creates income inequality is when people don't have appreciable assets. If you don't own a home, hence Kamala saying $25,000 in deposit assist or down payment assistance for first-time buyers. If you own a home, then your net worth will increase. If you own shares of stock in the company you're working with, if it ever gets sold, you get paid. If it ever pays dividends, depending on the program, you get paid. And so she's pushing for those things. And I think that's why business people like myself and other business people are really gravitating towards her, because she understands what good business is. She understands that it's okay to be successful, and she talks about that. She's a hardcore capitalist, but she also knows that if you work closely with compassionate capitalists and people who run companies that can have an impact, by introducing these programs, you can lift people up and great things happen.
It's always seemed to me like we need sort of a next step there, where there's, throughout the history of capitalism, there's been greater and greater enfranchisement of the workers, and that's been hard fought. It's not something that just happened by the sort of goodness of the owners' hearts. But I feel like throughout, I hope to witness throughout my life just an increase in people actually participating in the success of the company they work for.
Sure.
In a way that like we can build structures to enable. There are already structures that enable it, but we can.
No, but that's good examples too. It's like the success you guys had as streamers, podcasters, etc. Right? You set examples, and people follow your examples. They ask you, content creation is hard. The job that you guys have is hard because it's never ending, ever. And you're always having to come up with new things to entertain, and there's always somebody stepping in to try to take your place. And so you have to understand the content side. You have to understand the technical changes you have to change. You have to understand the impact of, virtual characters and AI and virtual humans. And all this stuff is changing in real time, and trying to understand how you can extend that to help others. That's where the growth comes from. And, when that happens, it's a beautiful thing. And I, as much as we see idiots like Donald Trump who think only about himself and his cronies, the majority, remember when I said there are 33 million businesses in this country and 99% of them are small. So 99% of those people really care. They've been there. Damon John on Shark Tank calls it the power of broke. Like I've slept, I've had 5 roommates in a 3-bedroom apartment, slept on the floor for months, ate mustard and ketchup sandwiches. And when you've been there, you can relate. And you guys know how hard it is to get to where you are. And even harder than getting there is staying there. And so you're able to pass that knowledge on, and that extends, to other people. Hey, here's how you can grow your business. And to your point, Hank, that's how all this stuff extends and grows in a way that's positive. And again, I'll tie it back to Kamala. She wants to see small businesses succeed. She wants to see that company that you start next, you can take $50,000 in startup costs.
Yeah.
And if you spend whatever it is up to that, you can deduct that against your personal income taxes. You deduct that against your personal income taxes, you're probably getting a refund, and you're probably in a better position personally and with your company. Donald Trump doesn't think of those things for small business.
But Mark, what do you make of this? I'm sorry to change the subject, but I just thought of it. Fellow billionaire guy, I wish Elon Musk. What do you make of this guy? And I really wish you could have bought. I really wish you could buy X, please, if you could. I really wish you could.
For your own mental health, do not ever buy a social media platform. That's what we've all learned.
And it's stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think one way about the other. He likes to fuck with me on Twitter, and that's fine. I like to fuck with him back. But who cares?
Yeah.
I like that you call it Twitter.
Yeah, I mean,
What else is it? What else would it be?
it's just easier. You know, X can mean 1,000 things. X marks the spot, whatever. Everybody knows it as Twitter. It's just easier. But look, it's his business. He gets to run it however he wants to. He earned that right. He paid for that right. But, you know, the other platforms are bigger. The other platforms have more engagement. You know, they all have their own problems, but you guys aren't making your business, you're not doing your business on Twitter. And there's a reason for that. If it truly was a social media platform, like when it was Vine back in the day, it was fun. It was fun, and there were so many things you could do. I thought so. When Musically was Musically before it was TikTok, I'm showing my age. It was fun. I used to be able to
What were
I
you
remember.
doing on Musically, Mark Cuban?
Oh my God, no, I'm a geek. I'm on everything. You have no idea. I've been on everything. Like you know, when Musically was the thing, I had like as many followers as anybody, and like I would take my lunch and just put it live on my lunch, and there would be 15,000 people watching and yucking it up. Yeah, it was insane back then because there weren't as many content creators.
Man.
No, it's changed. One more question for you guys, and then you know, we appreciate you spending so much time with us. What's one thing you'd like to say to those that are out there, haven't yet voted? Any message you'd like to send to them?
Right.
I mean, first of all, a lot of people can't have voted yet. I'm lucky enough to live in a place where it's really easy to vote by mail, and I have already done it. But many people aren't.
Hey, chat. I'm gonna ventriloquist again.
What the?
Oh.
Oh.
That wasn't
Yo,
me, right?
And Hank,
Oh, that was me.
Hank, I will.
Sorry, I meant to mute.
No, you're good. I will rephrase my question. Yes, early voting is open in select states.
I just wanted to talk about that. It's
Yeah.
like so remarkable. Like we are the United States of America, and every state has its own freaking voting laws, and it makes it so complicated. But if you go to vote.org, it'll make it simple. Like you can go and look at and see if you're registered right now. You can see if you're eligible to early vote or to vote by mail. You can make a plan. You can see a sample ballot before you go in. The thing for me, I remember my first time voting, like being pretty nervous about it, and that's normal. Like it's a weird thing that you don't do very often. And so having that information available now, like just makes it a lot easier. And also like, if you can just do it now, you won't procrastinate it and then regret it later, basically is what I'll say. And so like, you could just like go to vote.org right now. It's 8 keystrokes and you'll be there and you'll be looking at all of the things that you can do to make sure that you get it done.
Hank nailed it. I mean, I literally don't have anything to add other than not just yourself, your friends. You know, the people that you're gaming with, get them all to vote. Make them understand how much better Kamala Harris will make this country than Donald Trump. Because I think one of the challenges and one of the reasons I wanted to be on this chat is because young guys in particular that dominate gaming, a lot of them like Trump. And I think a lot of the reasons they like Trump is we live very much in a meme scroll algorithm culture where you see a meme, you like that meme, you watch it a couple times, you get more of that meme, and then you get related things because that's what the algorithm feeds you. And the next thing you know, you're doom scrolling from a political perspective, and all day long, you know, just because you watched, you know, some stupid UFC meme or even a football meme, now you're getting this stuff for Donald Trump, and that's what the algorithm's feeding you. And so have conversations. You know, don't just assume everything you see is right. Question everything, because what's online in your scroll, no matter what the platform, TikTok, Instagram, whatever it is, it's probably wrong. And so you've got to do that homework yourself and educate yourself. And then once you do, just take all your boys, you know, all your friends, all your girls, whatever it may be, and get out there and vote. Vote together. Man, what could be more fun than going out there as a group of 10 friends or 15 friends or a class and voting together? And then taking pictures of yourselves, yucking it up and posting it and saying how important it was to vote. Because when you post it, that probably has as much impact as anything else. So get out there, vote. Like Hank said, vote.org is there, but post it, go as a group, have some fun with it. Show that this is your country.
Thank you, gentlemen, for coming. We really appreciate your time. And
Thank you so much.
you heard him. You heard him, ladies and gentlemen. Get out and vote. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for your time.
Take care.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Nice
Thanks for what
meeting
you're
Nice to meet
doing.
you guys.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Take care. All right. Well, that was fun.
Oh God.
Yeah, that was
Just
the whole
learned what
thing.
yucking means.
Look,
Thought only Chatterbox said that.
I know. Maybe he watches GTA.
You wait, no, he doesn't. That can't. Be.
Maybe. Who knows?
You think so?
look, folks in the chat, check out. We're all here for a very important reason, and I encourage you to check out the Progressive Victory Action Hub by typing !vote or scanning the QR code. It's on our screens to get ready and vote and help Kamala Harris keep American democracy safe, because clearly Trump and his Trump and the Republicans have no regard for democracy. They constantly peddle lies about election fraud that never existed. Trump himself incited an insurrection on January 6th. And he just continues to lie and lie and lie. He has no plans. He has no policy. He is hungry for power. It's very important. This election is incredibly important. Get out and vote. ! Vote. And I'm feeling good about things. That was a lot of fun. Got to talk to
You
Bernie
did
Sanders.
a phenomenal job moving
Yeah,
things
yo, you
along.
carried
Yeah,
that.
Austin.
You carried a
literally,
lot of weight.
I have
Goddamn.
done this without you.
Oh, stop it. I couldn't have done it without you guys.
I just asked if they
All I
like
did was-
YouTubers.
I mean, look, I've never talked to a senator before. And that was the first time. Like it was so fucking cool, because I'm a huge Bernie Sanders fan. I mean, like, you know, obviously I agree with what he's, if you look at a guy, if you look at like a politician that has, if you look at him from the time he started, this is a guy that has been consistently advocating for incredible things that unfortunately we still don't have in the United States of America, like healthcare, the rights of gay people. Like there was a clip back in the 90s where he called out a Republican on the Senate floor for homophobic remarks. I mean, that was back in the 90s, and I know it may seem crazy, but back in the 90s, it still was, you know, it was still more commonplace for those sorts of things to happen. He has been so consistent, and I have such tremendous respect for Senator Sanders. And even if you disagree with some of the things that he says, you have to respect he's been consistent, and he's fighting for people, really. So it was so cool to talk to him. What do you guys think?
I mean, what an honor to meet him, to be honest. And he's so cute.
Yeah, he was.
He's so cute. I was devastated I couldn't introduce myself.
Yeah, the tech
right,
issues.
I was looking for you, Ray, and I was like, oh my God, where's
Oh no, it's
Ray?
okay. It's okay. I expect these issues.
No,
every
it's
time.
okay. I thought I was going to have the most, I mean, my stream died 10 minutes into the stream.
What?
My internet died. Okay,
Oh,
I can come
no.
clean with it now that we've interviewed everybody. Guys, I'm on Wi-Fi. Okay?
Why?
Oh my God.
I know. I'm on Wi-Fi
crazy.
because the thing into the wall, like it's not working. So I don't.
The Ethernet port?
The Ethernet port is not working. So I have been, not only are these lights hot, but I've been sweating bullets because the internet could drop at any moment.
Well, we made it through.
We
All the
did.
important stuff's
Yeah.
out the way. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, we made it through. Everything's, I mean, if it dropped
And
now, it
Sykkuno
would
was a
suck, but-
VTuber the whole time. Crazy.
Yeah.
World's first VTuber to meet all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a feat if I've
Unintentional.
ever seen one.
Yeah.
Unintentional, but it happened.
No, and I was so embarrassed that I called Mark Cuban. I called Hank Green Mark, which was so embarrassing. Oh, you know what happened in my head? You know what happened in my head? I was like thinking of Mark Hamill for some reason, and
Give
so
me 2 marks.
yeah, but then I realized that anyway. But yeah, Ray, you recovered. You.
I never did.
You
My dog.
did.
I got puke fermenting over here in the carpet.
Fermenting.
He's sleeping.
Is
So-
Miko okay?
Oh,
Why did he
yes.
puke?
Mika looks okay now.
He's fine. I don't know.
Sometimes
Maybe it was
dogs
a,
do
a
that.
bad treat. Yeah, sometimes
Mm.
they just
Or they eat too much
talk
grass.
to a.
Look, yeah.
Mika eats grass.
My cats puke a lot. I think maybe even more than dogs. And I've got I've got cats that they puke under the bed. Like they puked like one time they puked under the bed, and like, what am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? So it's still there.
There's not much you can do. You just
It's-
clean it up and accept it's part of the job.
No, but Pokey, I can't reach it.
Oh,
It's in the
bro, get a
Wait.
Swiffer or something. Do
He
not let that
just
stuff
leaves it
ferment.
there.
That's crazy.
It's been there for. I mean, it's a hardwood floor,
Months.
but is that crazy?
Still, yes.
It doesn't smell. I don't. You
It
know what?
definitely smells.
I'm just joking. It's gone. I cleaned it up.
Oh, that was a
Oh,
good one.
there,
That
isn't
Wasn't that a
it?
good
one.
joke?
That
Wasn't
was
that
I
such
will
a
literally
good-
come
You
over
had
and
me
clean it
going.
for
Wasn't
you.
that
That's
such
so
a good
nasty.
joke? I
Had
just
me
wanted
going,
to
man.
get a rise out of you guys, and I got a.
Oh, you got it. Oh, you got it.
That was a
I
good
know
one.
I got you guys. Good.
My food was rising in my belly.
Yeah, absolutely. Look,
Uh-huh.
I want to talk about real quick issues that are affecting me personally in the next election, which is interesting.
Please.
As somebody who has come from a tremendous amount of privilege, and I continue to have privilege, even as a gay man within the gay community, because of my straight passing privilege, I don't face the same abuse as a lot of my fellow queer people, which, you know, is just horrible that anybody faces any sort of abuse. So, this comes from a position of privilege. But what I'll say is, you know, the rights of the LGBTQ community are on the ballot this election, and to me, it's a personal one. You know, the Supreme Court has gone after the right for women to have control over their own body by overturning Roe, and they've said that the next decision that they'll make is they've talked about going after gay marriage, which to me is insane. I don't understand, you know, how or why anybody would do that. So that is something that is driving me to the polls to go vote. And it's very important. I believe that, you know, you shouldn't. Who cares who I want to, you know. If I want to marry another man, or a woman wants to, you know, marry another woman, or whatever, it doesn't affect your life, and the abuse that trans people have taken and would continue to take under another Trump administration is horrible, and they have used them as a scapegoat for problems that don't even exist. These are not problems. These are not real life issues. They're fighting ghosts, right? And so that's something that is personally driving me to the polls. And you know, I also, you know, the right for women to control their own body. There are women out there. I talked to somebody from Oklahoma yesterday, a good friend of mine from Oklahoma. And she was telling me she lives in a state where they are trying to, they're living Project 2025. They are trying to spend $4 million on purchasing Bibles to teach kids the Bible in classrooms. They're trying to target gay people in the school to get them fired. It's crazy. It's crazy to think the 10 Commandments being taught in the school. It is, and I support everybody's right to practice their own religion, but I also believe firmly in a separation of church and state. And you can freely practice your religion, but you know, not in our schools. It's wild. There's so many things that are happening, and look no further than states like Oklahoma. And those are the things that they want to do on a national level. So anyway, it's important for me to go out and vote. Just wild shit. And may I say, it's fucking weird shit. It's weird shit. It's weird. It's weird. It's strange. It's so odd to have these weird obsessions. Like talk like Trump says.
With marginalized communities?
Yes. It's weird.
Austin, I would love to know how you got more and more into politics over the years, how you tend to inform yourself and stay up to date on things. I remember earlier you were talking about the polls in such detail. I was really surprised.
He's dialed in.
Well, look, everybody knows that I get really libbed up during the election. But I've always been interested in politics. I started in when I remember arguing with this girl in my class in 2004, advocating for, she was George W. Bush supporter, and I wanted John Kerry, and I was having a political argument in 5th grade with her. And then even in 2008, I remember going to the East Coast to Washington, D.C. while Obama was campaigning. I had an Obama 08 shirt. I got to vote for him for the first time in 2012. So I've always been interested in politics. I've always been, I grew up in Oregon, so I've always been in a pretty progressive environment, and so yeah, I've always been involved. I've gotten obviously more involved over the years. My perspectives have changed. They've evolved. So yeah, it's been I've always had a passion for it. But I've never wanted to be like a political commentator per se, but I do like to chime in. You know what I mean? So, what about you guys? Do you guys, Pokey, yeah.
Growing up, my parents did not care. Like I was so uneducated, uninvolved with all of it. And when you're a kid, you just don't really know anything about the real world. When the threat to our reproductive rights is being threatened, it really woke me up a bit. Like it's terrifying seeing some of the cases of people, with rapes and people getting pregnant and getting in trouble for having abortions and stuff. I think it's insanely important. And I'm worried that we're going to revert back to a time when we just don't have control over any of that. It's scary. Very, very scary.
It's very scary. And it's like, it's a huge, like, holy shit. Like
I completely agree.
Go ahead,
It's
Poke.
horrifying.
I mean, I'm Canadian, so unfortunately I can't vote. But I did vote back when I was in Canada. And I think in this moment, I agree, women's rights, LGBTQ rights. I feel like people are becoming a lot more aware of what's at stake in this upcoming election, which I think is really good. However, I still think there's a lot of people who still don't really know. They don't know the different policies that the different candidates have. So I think it's nice to be able to use our platform to encourage people to inform themselves, get educated, and vote. I feel like, just like a few years ago when you played with AOC, I personally really like opportunities to be able to do this kind of thing.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. You were there, right? You were with AOC, right?
Yeah.
I can't believe that happened.
I know. I know.
Was that
She
20,
killed me in a video game.
2020?
I think it was 2020, yeah.
Yeah.
Time is flying.
Good times.
It's crazy. I mean, yeah, it's wild to think that, like, in the United States, I think that we do take for granted the, like nobody thinks any of these crazy things could happen to us. I think really, like, I think we're very, as Americans, we just think, we take for granted our democracy, and nobody thinks it could ever happen to us. And there's a lot of complacency on that front, which is very scary. And it scares me. But yeah, I mean, it's important for everybody. I'll say it again. Get out and make your voices heard. I think, obviously, it's very important to exercise your right to vote. And a lot of states are open for early voting right now. I think, there's a handful of states that you can vote right now. I mean, I know in my state of Oregon, which I'm going to boldly predict will be carried by Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. It's a bold prediction, I know. But I'm going to get out there. I've got my ballot. I'm going to fill it out, and I'm going to vote. You guys should do the same when the moment you're able to. Get out and vote and let your voice be heard. It's very important. Very important. That's all we have, folks, I believe.
Yay, we did it.
And I am so happy to have done this with all of you. It was such a wonderful experience.
Likewise, Austin.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys would like to close with?
I think that was
I'm
it.
proud of
Smiley
us.
face.
Yeah, good
I'm
games,
proud.
guys. Not that we played any.
Yeah, I know. I am
But it's
so
like-
we're
thankful.
I
about
know.
to.
I thought we were gonna play something.
We're about to.
Yeah, we're gonna play
really-
Valo.
y'all
I
are-
but
wish
y'all
Bernie
are-
was there
You guys,
longer.
good luck.
we're doing Valo, but I thought we were gonna like be able to do something earlier.
It's
but-
okay. I mean,
We yap.
it was
Yap
cool though.
yap.
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you
Yeah,
guys,
it
and
was
thank you,
awesome.
Austin, for
Thanks,
hosting.
guys.
They're going to
Thanks,
go play
Austin.
games. Thank you so much. I'm going to be in the tub with Ray
Hi.
on Saturday.
in the
So
tub.
I look forward to that. And yeah, take care, everybody.
Naked.
Yeah,
Bye, everyone.
naked. Yeah.
See you next time.
Bye,
I
guys.
think we were
Thank you.
joking. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. They're going to be so shocked, Ray, when we get in the tub naked. So,
Okay.
all
Bye,
right,
Austin.
bye, Ray. Bye. All right, guys, that's it for me. Thank you guys for watching. In the Tub with Ray is coming to a screen near you on Saturday, this coming Saturday. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. Going to be super exciting. Saturday. Mark your calendar. In the Tub with Ray. I'll tweet out a time. The next Lover host will be Nick Pollum. I'll be announcing that very soon. I have a date, and it's coming within the next couple weeks. So look out for that announcement. It's coming, and it's coming.